Good morning, stamping friends. This is Jenny from Celebrate the Journey. I'm just a few minutes late this morning. It's hard to get going, I guess. I don't know why. I've been up quite a while. So it's Monday, time for Lunch and Learn. And I posted that we would be doing a clean and simple card. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do two of them the exact same way, but we'll change the color palette, and then we can compare how things look. So the first one, I'm going to go with Calypso Coral. And we're going to use the dies called Harvest, and I think this one is Retiring. Is it from Nature's Beauty? I believe is what they go with. It has those cone flowers and these cool little branches. I love this one. But it's going away, but we can use it today. And that'll be all right. So the first thing we're going to do, let's see, I do need to, oops, there went one of my pieces of paper. See if I can stand on my head and get it. Okay, there we go. Guess that was my morning exercise, crawling under the table. So we're going to cut a piece of basic white, and we're going to use this die, but we're going to do one in very vanilla also, so I think I'll cut both at the same time just to save a little time. Pretty sure I can line two up there. We'll run it through twice to give it a good cut. Oh, good morning, Leanne. Good morning, Karen. Happy Monday. I guess it's a happy Monday if you still have to go to work, though. Some people. It's going to be a nice Monday here. Okay, I think I've got two of these lined up. I'll run it back about 3 times just to make sure. Get a good cut. And we'll start with the Whisper White one first. Basic white. Boy, it's been 2 years. I still say Whisper White. There we go. So we'll put that die to the side because we're going to use it again. And this is going to go on here. Well, we don't want white on white, so we need to do a little kind of fussy cutting, I guess, here. We're going to run this through again using the polka dot paper. So I have this paper is from the Pansies. And so I can I only need the top part just to get the flowers. So we'll run that through. This technique is one you could use with other dies that you own. It's kind of like paper piecing, but not quite. It's not like a... Oh, no, it is paper piecing. We'll just say that. Now I want my stem green. And I could have run this on with green cardstock, but I like the look of using the blends. It kind of makes it look watercolored. So we'll just color the stem very quickly with a blend. And this is Granny Apple Green. Good morning, Kay. Thanks for sharing this morning. This, I don't have to worry too much about getting up there on where the blossoms are, because we'll cover that up. But I don't want to be too messy either. See, that just looks, to me, it looks a little better than using a piece of cardstock. But if you do this, you can try it both ways. I think the watercolor just gives it a little, the blends give it a little more texture. So now we're just going to cut our blossoms and glue them on our plant. I thought these this morning, I was looking at them, they're like those weeds that grow by the side of the road. They have the big purple blossom on them. I don't know what those are called. They're pretty. But I'm pretty sure they're weeds also. Looks like I need to get a little more green on that stem. So you see how this you could just change this by whichever designer series paper you use. And you'd have a different kind of flower. It looks interesting to have it be the designer series paper rather than just coloring it with a marker. Looks like I need to, that's tiny, move that around. If I stick my finger there, it's going to stick to my finger. This is one time you really need Tombow. It could be pretty tricky to do this with snail adhesive. You want to be able to move them around a little bit too. Tombow gives you that grace. Let's see, I'm going to use the light to color this just so in case it gets on. Now we got some stickers left. We'll throw those in the trash can. Now, isn't that a cute little plant? Our little flower. We need a sentiment. Both of these are pretty quick. So I'm just going to use Hello There from Eden's Garden. It's always nice to have a hello, thinking of you. How are you card, but I don't have any ink, or where my ink pad went. there underneath the paper towel. There. Awesome. So let's see. I want this right about there. And I want this to have a little texture. So we're going to run it through an embossing folder. Tasteful Textiles. It always gives a nice subtle textured look. You have to stamp before you do this or it won't work. So if you try to stamp it after, it won't stamp pretty. But it still keeps the sentiment nice and crisp. So we're good with that. All right, now see, I told you this was a pretty quick card. So this is the pansy patch, but we're using the Calypso Coral. I debated using Pale Papaya because that kind of looked like that, but it looked too wimpy. I needed the bold color. I think it needed the bold color. Now, this is for people that don't mind wonky. We're going to put it off center, not lined up. That'll give it a little more interest, but still keep it clean and simple. And now we can put our little blossom on here. I think I'm going to need some bling, but I don't know what. Might just have to go with pearls or. Now going out of the frame also will create a little more interest for you there. All the times you cross borders, adding a little glue there, makes your eyes move around on the card. Now this is 4 1/2 by 3 3/4. This one was 3 3/4 by 5, I think. Yeah, by 5. So everything's similar. Now we'll put a little bow with some white baker's twine. And I'll be thinking about bling. I didn't think that far ahead. Maybe that bling that's kind of fleshy colored would pick up. I don't know. It's a hard decision. We'll grab the bling. And now we can turn that off. And we'll put our little bow on here. Ooh, I made that a 4 bow. 4 layers. I don't think I meant to do that, but that's okay. It'll work. Put some glue dots to hold them in place. I don't want this to come off. That is just absolutely a CAS card, plain and simple. Dropped my pick in the trash can. So let's see if we can find some bling that would look good here. I was thinking about the polished pearls. Those are oh, I like this to bring out some green. But we might save that one for our next card. So we'll see. I think the green, it needs a little more color. So Genial Gems. Let's put some here in the corner. A little cluster. I don't know, maybe just that. I think we'll stop there. So there's our first card. Now we can put just a blank white piece on the inside. It can be a thinking of you card. So I liked the idea of the paper piecing for this flower. So our next one, we're just going to do a different color palette and see how that comes out. We already cut a Very Vanilla. And we're going to switch to, it's the same, no, it's not the same pattern paper. This is, I don't remember the, Harvest Blessings of Home paper. And it's got these bees. It's got this little flower that looks like it goes with this. And so since that's kind of subtle, I thought we'd go with the Very Vanilla. I think this time we'll color our stem with Old Olive, since it's more of a fall kind of wintry color. But I think this would be good for a masculine birthday card. So that's what we're going to do. And we'll see how it comes out different. So did anybody do anything exciting over the weekend? I hope you popped in and watched Crazy Crafters on Saturday. We had some beautiful cards made. And I enjoyed watching everybody's presentation. Probably need to go back and watch the second time. Sometimes when you watch the second time, you pick up little tidbits. And helpful hints. Okay, so that's done. Now we'll need to use that die again. I wonder where I put it. To cut our paper piecing. Here we go. So we'll just run just that part through. And even though those are bumblebees, they can still be on the flower. Honeybees. Such a small flower, you really don't notice what the pattern is. It's just that you're picking up the paper. Yeah, that's going to be pretty, isn't it? I'm going to slide that back in the container. I don't lose it this time. And we'll go ahead and add our little blossoms. Have to make sure and kind of try to line that up. There we go. Oh, thanks, Karen. It's just a nice, sweet thinking of you card, and that's the ones I like to send the most. That and birthdays. It's always fun to recognize somebody's birthday, but sometimes you just need a card in the mail. Not every card we make has to have 16 layers and ribbons, and pearls. I think the whole point of it is that you're sending a card and thinking about someone, and they'll be grateful if you just wrote on a piece of scrap paper, as long as they know you were thinking about them. I have been known to do that with my sister. Just grab a piece of paper and write a message. And here's this little bitty one. See if I can figure out where it's going to go. There we go. Those little ones are tricky. All right, now let's see if we can put this one together. Good morning, Marge. It's good to see you today. And Claudia, good morning. And this one, we're going to make a birthday card. With these colors, I think it could be okay for a masculine card. So that's something I'm always looking for, masculine birthdays. So I picked Happiest Birthday Wishes. And this is from the Artfully Layered bundle. I've used that a lot. You know, I better practice this. Now, remember, look at the straight words. Don't look at the scripty, or you'll be in trouble. But that's also a good time to be using a Stamparatus, if you have one. Especially if you were going to make several of these. Now we'll run this through the embossing folder again to give it a little texture. now we'll go ahead and get this on here. This sentiment's a little larger, so I'm going to have to decide if I can wear. Oh yeah, that'll work. It'll just come off a little bit, but that's fine. So not larger, longer. Just have to account for that space. And now we can put this on there, tie a little bow. And we'll be ready. And this time we're going to use some Very Vanilla Baker's twine. Sorry, somebody is sending me messages. Somebody that doesn't know it's Monday. Blocks my screen. Oh, that's a nice bow. It's nice and soft looking. Let's see, where, yeah, right about there. We'll make sure that's on there good. Again. I love these paper pumpkin dots, and thanks to Claudia, I've learned to love them. I didn't like them at first, but now they're especially for when I'm doing Facebook Live, they're the best. They can get to them nice and quick. Now, don't you think this is a nice color? We'll try those and see what we think. Whoop. It's a runaway. It almost picks up that rusty color. I guess that's Cajun craze. Okay, so there's our card. Now we've got this one, and then one I made earlier. I haven't put any bling on this one. I used the Fresh Freesia color. So the same card, but by changing your color palette, you get a different look. This is very strange, but because I don't like dark colors, but this is my favorite. I love this one. The colors are so rich. So maybe I do like dark colors. You never know what's going to make you happy. But I do love the colors on this one. So let me know which one you like the best. If you give this a try, post your card and we can all admire it. It doesn't have to be this dye. It could be all kinds of different dyes would work this same way. I was actually thinking, you know, the poppies would work this way. Some of the butterflies would look nice this done like this. But the whole point is to keep it clean and simple and just have your one focal point of a blossom or a butterfly or a leaf. Maybe Forever Flourishing would work too. So thanks for joining me today, and I appreciate you hanging in here. Don't forget to share your projects if you make one. Bye.